Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And with Call of Duty Vanguard just around the corner, the question remains, what announcements are we going to get before the game does officially release? Some hints suggesting we are getting OpTic Dallas, some hints suggesting we certainly are not. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Bottom right hand corner, you know the drill. Firstly, this from Zero, who we expect is going to be joining Ravens in the coming days. I just got word that the man himself, Dylan Cod, is back in business. We knew Dylan as this incredibly explosive SMG player during the Black Ops 4 season, one of the best SMGs in the entire game, and I was expecting him to continue that reign of terror really into Modern Warfare and be a real force for the UK scene, particularly he's from Northern Ireland. But I mean, still, for some reason, like, he really fell off a cliff during that title, and in the most recent game he started out playing Black Ops Cold War as well, and then fell off the scene once again, and deleted his Twitter. He's completely off the scene pretty much, and kind of a surprise to a lot of people because a really talented player. Disappointing to see him kind of go down this route, and Paul X was kind of maybe suggesting that he'd maybe made some questionable life choices, let's just say, but maybe he's back in business. Now, exactly what does that mean for the likes of Paul X when he tweets this out, me 2 weeks ago versus me now? Whether this has anything to do with the Dylan Cod situation, I don't really know. Whether also is that anything to do with the Washington Demon Cats or whatever they're going to be called situation as well? Because right now we don't really know like what the situation is with that organization, right? Like, are they going to actually come into the scene? We don't know what's happening there because we've had no official confirmation apart from Crone saying it's pretty likely to go through, or if not already 100% done. So Paul X, Vivid, Methods, and T. Jahani was the rumoured squad. Whether that comes to fruition, I don't really know. As I say, kind of what we're going to discuss today is what announcements are we going to get before release, because I'm sure these pro players want to play with each other, the players they're going to be teaming with for next year when the game launches. If the announcement hasn't come out yet, like, is that going to stop them actually from playing with each other in some of these early online search and destroy tournaments? And Methods, of course, another one. I thought this is kind of interesting, the fact that Toronto doing a nice little sponsor piece really with Methods. You'd imagine somewhat soon before he's going to be leaving for another organisation, that probably being the Demon Cats, or I don't know if they're going to be called that, but Washington anyway, Washington DC, the DC spot, which is meant to be the team that we just discussed. Whether that fully goes through, I don't know. Every single day that passes theoretically gets us closer to the announcement, but also means that things could still potentially change behind the scenes, so nothing guaranteed and set in stone. This though is from the New York Subliners. DREAL is going to be joining their family as the new performance coach. This is actually really cool to see. Super happy for DREAL. This guy's been grinding for years in the amateur scene. Like, he shows incredible dedication, doing his master's degree alongside being an incredible coach in the European amateur side. And really difficult for him to get an opportunity. New York have given him that spot now, and I'm sure he's going to take utmost advantage of it. And I'm sure he can be a really valuable asset to this team. He was, he's pretty much the guy who was solely responsible, not necessarily solely responsible, but had a huge part to play in Hydra learning English. Like, he was a coach of Hydra's team before he went to the Subliners last year, and I think he had a massive role to play in terms of making Hydra the player he is today, but also in terms of, like, as he says, I'll just be seen as Paco's coach, but I'll show why I'm one of the best coaches in Challengers, and the work I've put into God to help me all round, continue to do so with the help of the Subliners. So I think that's a great asset. Really happy for DREAL, and looking forward to seeing what he can do, right? Because there has been some talk, right, with that New York roster, like, is Revan too passive to, contain the personalities of Clayster and Cryptix? Maybe DREAL can come in and be that guy, right? I believe he has a great understanding of sport and biomedical science. I think he could be a great piece of their team, so happy they're deciding to build around him. Let's talk about this then, right? Because I mentioned this in yesterday's video, and still, even after I mentioned it, it's still got like 1,500 likes on Twitter. People seem to be buying into this. It's a fake account, like I mentioned it yesterday, but the reply to it is actually kind of interesting. So this graphic, I've seen this for ages, not sure who made this exactly. It is a very nice one. Of course, this isn't going to be their logo, though. We know the logo is going to be this, so at least we believe the logo is going to be this. Anyway, this is the team that we imagine is going to be forming, but this I thought was an interesting reply from Jacques Lussier, who, anyway, this I believe is Rambo's father, because, he says right here, at Rambo Pops. I'm pretty sure, but Lussier is certainly Rambo's surname, the coach, of course, of the Dallas Empire last year, rumoured to be the coach for the OpTic Dallas this year, and, I'm pretty sure he's from the French part of Canada, so this all does add up, and of course, a lot of people in the COD scene actually follow him, so it kind of makes sense that this guy is who he says he is. Now, look, he says it's real with the thumbs up to someone who initially replied. Someone replied saying that this is fake, or maybe this is real or something, and then someone else replied saying, no, this is fake, like, it's a fake account, it's a fake image, all this type of stuff. But then Rambo's father comes in and says, yeah, it's real, thumbs up. So, whether he's actually, I don't know, whether he's being sarcastic here, or whether he's just saying, yeah, this is the team, lads, right on the money, then it's kind of difficult to say, but I thought it was entertaining regardless, because we see a couple of these that come through, right? People look at people's tweets, and people's mothers come out, or fathers come out and say something which is kind of entertaining. Maybe they're saying, okay, yeah, yeah, this is the team, lads. Just announce it already, to be honest. But Dallas Empire aren't so convinced. It is a question mark what happens to the Dallas Empire branding after this all stuff goes through. But iLLeY has been spotted now in Dallas. So I'm pretty sure he flew from Toronto to Dallas to the Envy headquarters or whatever. The Envy headquarters, not the headquarters, but maybe he's there already for some sort of content shoot that we saw a month or so ago. But anyway, 4 more days until this duo is running all the Vanguard launch tourneys. They're back in business, Shotzzy and iLLeY. There's also something else they're doing in a few days' time here, which is, well, as Belong Grapevine Guards or whatever points out right here. So there's some event that's going on, an Envy meet and greet this Friday, where Shotzzy and iLLeY are going to be playing Vanguard on LAN. So very interesting, really, that, I mean, of course, well, they're not going to mention Scump and Dashy in this tweet, right, because of course it's not confirmed yet. But I don't really reckon that Scump and Dashy are going to be involved in this, given it seems like an Empire kind of thing, with Shotzzy and iLLeY playing this kind of LAN type stuff with on Friday when the game does indeed launch. So it's kind of strange, like it definitely doesn't hint to me that this announcement's coming before release, which again would be a disappointment, I'm sure, to a lot of people who want to see these guys dominate the early on the Search and Destroy tournaments as soon as the game launches. This I thought was kind of funny that Gersh put on the flank Twitter. Leaked files reveal Shotzzy and Scump photographed together at the Envy facility. This Scump here with the red hair on the right hand side. But yeah, we imagine that's going to be the squad. But still, iLLeY back in the Envy headquarters there in Texas. Like, it certainly maybe indicates that he's going to be in town when the release comes in. But maybe the release of the roster as well, not just the release of Call of Duty Vanguard. So definitely something to keep your eyes on. And I also saw this, I mean, firstly this from Scump. Vanguard drops this week. So excited to get to the grind. I'm sure a lot of players are in this mindset, really, that have taken a nice break away. Of course, Scump's been doing a fair bit of streaming as well, as have some of the other pro players. But yeah, he's getting ready to get back into business, most certainly. This also, though, from the COD League. So they say yesterday, 5 days out until Vanguard. I'm like, okay, 5 days out, like I guess 1st to the 5th, it's technically 4 days, but whatever. And I mean, then Ravens come back in and say it's going to be Afro plus 3, Gizmo Nasty is 0. We believe it's going to be the squad of 3. Not yet fully confirmed, however. But this also from Shotzzy. I was going to try to figure this out in my head, because Shotzzy says 2 more days, and then the COD League are saying 5 more days, and then other people are saying, like, the Dallas are saying 4 more days. I'm like, okay, how many days actually is it until the game launches? Because if Shotzzy isn't referring to the game launch here, and maybe he's referring to 1 day earlier, then maybe that's when, you know, maybe he's referring to the announcement, right, rather than the game launch, which I don't believe is the case, because if you look at this, global PC launch times, you can see that it's actually November the 4th, just when it comes out in some of the US states, like in terms of, well, right late that evening, pretty much. It's, I'm pretty sure midnight November the 5th in New York is when it actually officially releases, so therefore it's technically November the 4th, so maybe Shotzzy, given he tweeted this technically on the 2nd of November, is saying it is 2 more days, so I think that probably does add up. But I was kind of looking at this and thinking, okay, is he talking about the announcements here for OpTic rather than the game, because 2 more days seems a bit early, but I think it does technically add up just about, that the math checks out, let's just say. This also, because people love to look into this, thanks to a couple of guys who pointed this out to me. Dashy looking at his Twitter likes, and you can see if you scroll down right here under his Twitter likes, you can see this tweet from Shotzzy, so further indication. There was another clip that someone sent me where he was talking about the best players in Cold War and Modern Warfare, and he says that Shotzzy was the best player in both of them, which maybe is indicative that something might be happening here over the coming days. New processes live, not even trolling, says Dashy. Turns out he was trolling and it wasn't live. I did come into the stream just to check out if anything actually was going on, but he was watching some old episodes of Vision, which are pretty good to watch anyway. Actually, I tuned in and it was the Splice versus OpTic match from Infinite Warfare Champs. I was like, okay, I can't watch this again. It was too painful at the time as a Splice fan. This from Scump as well. 4 more days until we get to grind it for moments like these. So excited. So yeah, Scump getting ready to get back in business. This looks like Anaheim 2019, to be honest, during Black Ops 4. Guessing that's what it must be. And okay, yeah, of course, this is the Scump versus Cellium 1 versus 1 clutch moment. It's certainly legendary. And again, nothing better. Live crowds, that says Hex in the reply. So yeah, phenomenal stuff, no doubt. The crowd goes absolutely wild for this moment, especially. And I mean, yeah, like just what a moment in COD history. But also going to be so good to get back to situations like this, especially if it's actually kind of similar to the Black Ops 4 format that some of the Los Angeles Thieves guys have been hinting at not too long ago. This also from ZooMaa then, speaking of these announcements that could be coming, he says new episode of The Flank tomorrow, that being tonight, I'm pretty sure. Now, of course, does this mean that, well, some sort of announcement is going to happen? You would imagine it does. Whether that's going to be the OpTic announcement and he knows about it, or whether that's his actual own announcement and he's going to do a Flank episode about it, because we're pretty sure that, well, we're pretty sure that's going to be the case. He's going to do a Flank episode when his announcement comes through. As I said yesterday, I think it's going to be FaZe, and this also a couple of people were mentioning to me, which I really appreciated. On the Atlanta FaZe channels page, their featured channels, ZooMaa is actually a featured channel here. I don't know how long this has been the case for, but I mean, he's sitting it under Atlanta FaZe, so whether that's been the case for ages, I don't really know, but I mean, still, it's possible that it was added quite recently. Also on the FaZe website, you'll find that under like creators, pros, he's not under pros or creators or anything, but under Hall of FaZe, ZooMaa is listed here. here. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just listed here that have been part of FaZe for a number of years, like Attaches here, for example, who's obviously not on FaZe anymore, but was part of that legendary roster for many years. So not really sure that means anything, but certainly him being listed on that Atlanta FaZe YouTube channel is certainly kind of maybe hints about something or other. I suppose we might end up seeing later today, unless this announcement is something which we aren't necessarily expecting. And this just as ZooMaa says to finish off the video, when Dallas does get announced, what do we think happens with the apps not being used? That's kind of the sad thing, right? What happens with the app Dallas Empire? What do they do with it? Do they keep it? Do they still use it? Because they've got good numbers right on those accounts. And I don't really know what the plan is there. But and maybe the Dallas Empire could be used in some other branding or some other project, kind of like how Hex said that maybe Chicago Huntsman or like the Huntsman branding he wants to use elsewhere, maybe as like a merchandise thing or something. But even though it's not going to be their Call of Duty team any longer when it became OpTic Chicago, and that was going to be OpTic Dallas. It's crazy. But yeah, kind of sad to see this brand disappear. Hopefully, hopefully it disappears sooner rather than later, to be honest, because I want this announcement to come through so I can stop talking about all these leaks in the videos. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells those YouTube overlords this is a good video. Other people like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.